And today, remember yesterday I showed you the sorry. Let me just do something before I start. Okay, yesterday I showed you the surface anatomy of the front, the anterior part of the leg. So you can see here that I labeled a few structures. We have the SIAS, ASIS, which is the anterior superior iliac spine. We have the trochanter major here. If you touch the side of your hip, you are going to feel the trochanter major. Then we have the inguinal region. Inguinal region is also palpable. If you touch there, you can easily feel the area and also the inguinal ligament. Then we have the tensor fascia latae muscle, which is this muscle here, the famous muscle that will be attached to this area of the leg by the IT band. We have the sartorius muscle, the quadriceps muscle. We have the genus anterior genus region of the patella. We have the caput fibulae, the tuberositas tibia, or tuberosity tibia, and then we have the regio cruris anterior, and we have the mago anterior or anterior margin of the tibia, the malleolus lateralis, malleolus medialis, and then we have the dorsum pedis and the planta of the plantar face of the foot. We have the digitus here and the hallux. Okay, and this is the ventral view, and the surface of the leg is determined by the muscles and by the skeletal elements. Remember, the surface relief of the leg is determined by the muscles and skeletal elements. The skeletal elements that are palpable through the skin, and they are important landmarks for the physical examination, because it is important if you are studying clinical anatomy, if you are in the medical education, physio education, to learn surface anatomy. Now I'm gonna show you the posterior surface of the leg, and for this I'm gonna draw here the buttock. This is a simplistic drawing. I will not enter into much details here because it's not the idea of this live to teach you how to draw, at least for now. But I would like to invite you, if you want to join me in one of my drawing lessons. Okay. This is part of the leg, the posterior part of the leg actually. Now, despite being very different, probably if you compare with a leg in general, it's not beautiful actually. But we need to consider that a few people will present different anatomy. Now we have the sacrum bone here, or sacrum bone. Sacrum bone will be here. And then we have the sulcus analis, which is the end of the separation between the buttocks. Sulcus analis, let me just label towers. Here we have the gluteus maximus, or the gluteal region. So I'm gonna write gluteus maximus. And then we have the trochanter major. Trochanter major. Basically the same area that if you try to touch here. So remember, this is the ventral view of the leg. If I'm saying that is the ventral, this is the anterior view. Now on the side of your hip, you're going to find the trochanter. So if you touch, you're going to feel the trochanter, which is that bone protuberance. Here we have the radio femoris posterior. Radio femoris posterior, or posterior femoral region. And here we have the posterior, the radio genus posterior, which is part of the back of the knee. Radio genus posterior, or also known fossa poplitea. Fossa poplitea. Okay, so fossa poplitea, and then we have the caput fibulae, which is the head of the fibula. I want to pull here. Caput fibulae. And then here we have the gastrocnemius muscle. I'm gonna abbreviate muscle to M. Guys, it's not nice, no? I will have to change my setup because it's not nice. This shadow. I'm so sorry. It's just for this week. I don't want to lose the energy of coming here and sharing interesting things with in this live, but for the next week I will have to change because otherwise it will not be nice. Radio curis posterior, radio cruris posterior, or the sura. Probably tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow I'm not sure if I can. I can do it. Every evening I'm gonna do a little bit of this. I will not stop anymore. And malleolus, malleolus medialis again, medialis, and this, remember, towards the midline of the body we have the tibia, towards the lateral aspect of the body, sorry, towards the midline of the lower leg we have the tibia, towards the lateral aspect the fibula, because this fibula, caput fibula, or head of the fibula. Malleolus medialis corresponding to the tibia, and malleolus lateralis corresponding to the malleolus, two L's, malleolus lateralis to the fibula. And then we have the dorsum pedis, which is something that you saw here before, and we have the cals or calcaneus. Cals. Okay, let me just put my phone to recharge. As you can see, I'm recording using from my phone. Maybe the only way to avoid this situation here is use my tablet. I don't mind, actually. I can use my tablet to do this. It's just because I like to use traditional media. Now, what you saw here was the surface of the leg, from the dorsal view. And if I ask you, okay, Leo, if I ask you actually, not if I ask me, but if I ask you, which leg is this one? I think that's pretty easy, no? It's obvious. This is the right one and this is the right one. Because we are seeing from the dorsal view and from the dorsal view and from the ventral view. We can call anterior view, we can call posterior view, dorsal view, anterior view, ventral view. Now, what else? I think that this is more than enough. Again, knowing the surface anatomy will help you to better assess your patient. And it also helps, the principle is the same for the regions of the face and the head and neck. Basically, you're going to identify anomalies, deviations, which are much more like a imbalance, and then you can design the best protocol for your patient. It doesn't matter, it can be for physio or rehabilitation, physio, or even to performance. Everything nowadays is based in performance. Well, I'll not say that we don't have the therapeutic aspect, that the therapeutic aspect is also explored, but the performance is something that is quite strong, especially nowadays with a lot of people practicing exercise, and this affect the anatomy of the body, the physiology of the body, especially if you condition yourself to do always the same thing. You are going to create, depending of what you are doing, you might create some imbalance. And then this is visible during the assessment when you start to see specific landmarks, or when you touch the skin and you feel that there is a difference on the tension of the fascia and the muscles and the skin. So pretty interesting, to be honest. Now, well, I'm gonna finish the live. I did it 15 minutes. I had 2 likes. Thank you guys. 2 likes was amazing. 3 will be much better, but 2 is fine. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna end the live, and then I'm gonna study a bit, and yeah, that's it. So thank you for the support, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.